Okay, legends, we will start off with the dollar index as usual and see where it goes from there. So previously I spoke about this level being taken, right? This was the accumulation here, and we've been talking about bearish dollar ever since, and we've taken it out now. So what would be the next objective? So the next objective obviously was here, well, the end of this range consolidation here stops. We'll be resting here at 91.90. Let me just make sure that's that 91.90. Yep. And then we've got this low here as well. So if I draw at this low, 92, 99, 92, 99. Okay, let's see, why am I targeting those? Well, obviously they're swing lows, but if you look here, right, basic concept of, if you just mark out the consolidation here, drag it across, we broke out of it here. Around here was a key level. There's a quarterly chart I posted. Let me see if I can find that. So it was a quarterly level. I think it was an order block. Here it is. So it's a 6 month. Let's go to quarterly. Here, this order block here came into that, and it's broken down. So this is the next level to take in. This here is an order support, previous resistance, an order block here. Resistance, broke through, retested it here once, and I think it's probably going to retest it here again, but I think they want to take out this stops here. If this box gives in, we get below here, then I think we could come all the way down to here, but let's leave that for later on. For now, one target at a time. This is the next objective here, 91.90. okay, so that's that. So like I've outlined, this is going to be the next target, which is the low here is at 90.99. So if I just put a sign here, 92, call it 93, right? Call it 93 figure. Okay, that's gonna be the next target. How do we get on board? Okay, now previously, what has been the theme getting on board below the weekly open, right? Now this weekly open concept I use is mainly for trending markets. Okay, it won't really be that effective in a consolidation market. So I have a different strategy for a trending market and a different strategy for a consolidation market. So I'm using this one because trending. So we started off, the week opened here, right? And I said previously, we're looking for a move up, right? Get into resistance and then sell off. I mean, ideally I was expecting it to come into here, right? But it didn't, which is fine. So here, say this is the weekly open here. So let's go to the weekly open. The open, let's draw the open out. So the open was 95.05, last week's open. 95.05. Okay. Yep, here. So here's the weekly open. See, it breaks down, forms price action above the weekly open on the Monday. Some sort of support, breakdown, fast clean move down, runs back up into this order block here, and sells off nicely. Okay. At the same time, we had euro dollar coming to support as well. So that was that. So going next week, the same concept. Now I am cautious when it's the last week of the month, because we've had big bearish candles so far. We could get a retracement, I don't know. So but going forward, I'm expecting low prices, so I'm gonna go with that theme of lower prices. Okay, obviously when the market opens up and things may change around, but if it does as I expected, then I'll go with that. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting the same thing, okay, going forward. Now there's a few resistance levels. We've got, first of all, I can mark out this level here, right? This is the obvious resistance level because support. Can you go up there? I don't know. I don't know if you can go up there. We're gonna wait. If it does, it'd be nice, and then we look for breakdown because we'll take out these stops. If it doesn't, then I'll wait for the same thing I waited for here. Weekly open, right? So say the market opens here, weekly open, price action to get above that into some resistance. Then once it's below that, I want to see all this price action that caused it here above the weekly open. Is there resistance there? Now just like here, there was resistance here. He opened here, pushed up, support, and then broke down for now resistance. So look for the same thing. The most important thing to me is where does market want to go. That's the most important. I don't care about all this other stuff. It's just about where the market wants to go. Then I can get on board that. Okay. So that's that. Like I've marked out these targets: 93, then 91.90. Okay. What happens after that? We'll have to deal with it. Okay. Just on a weekly, someone was asking me where's the breaker in this. Well, this was the breaker here. Well, these two candles really, you know. These down candles led to the move up. Take out these stops here. Now you proved us found resistance there, and now selling off. Okay, that's simple. Everyone clear with that? That's good. So that's that. Now, what am I looking to trade this week? So start off the euro, right? The euro did the same thing. You know, we found support at the weekly open. The only thing I wasn't happy with was was how the price action was looking, but as price unfolded, it gave a setup. So if I do this, so remember when I said to you before, when the market opened, it took this this low about one tick. Ideally I wanted to come a bit lower, fill this gap in, but it didn't. It shows a strong market, which is fine. Right up above it, back down, and then you just buy the fuck out of this here. It was a nice clear setup, this was. Okay, and ripped. Okay, now going forward, what do I want to see? Okay, that's done. Let's talk about, you know, no hindsight going forward. Like I talked about this objective here, right? And we took that 1.1615, I think. Yeah, 1.16. We took that out. Next objective is the 1.17. What's that? 1.17129. 1.17129. I don't think it's gonna stop here. I believe we're in trending conditions now. Okay, I think all this time being a consolidation. I'm looking for a trend move up. Could be wrong, but we'll see how it goes. Sort of breaking out of this consolidation. Sort of. They want to get a nice thrust up, and when it's trending, I like trending markets. I think we're gonna fill in all this. So if it breaks out, the next target is gonna be here, 1.2 area. So we have to deal with it as it comes. But as for now, the short-term target is that. How do I get on board? Well, like I said, there's no clear block or level. I'm gonna have this level marked out here, right? I'm gonna have this level marked out here. Okay. Now, what is my conditions for a level? I'd never buy blindly off a level. I wait to see, does it confirm, you know. And if it does, then I'm all in. Now the pattern was that's here similar to this one here, where see this candle here was here. This was a pattern here, right? These candles here held, found support here. Now I'm hoping we got a similar situation where it comes into here, right? This is what I'm looking for to buy, right? If it gives me what I want it to, so because I don't blindly buy, I'll wait. Is it going to give me the buy opportunity where it shows me the buys have stepped in? I want to see a rally away. I don't want to see it go below this low here. Okay, so ideal scenario would be if this holds. Okay, it's been nice to trade it too. I mean, we pushed up, pushed down again, filling some inefficiency. So the only inefficiency left is this part of the candle here. So we'll see. This is where I would like to buy. If it gives me the price action I want, which you all should know by now because I've been going over this so many times, you know, then all the way to 1.1710 as first target. Then we'll see how it goes there, because then we're into breakout territory. I think we're already in there, but proper breakout of this high. Okay, the low of this candle is I reckon 1.1750 at least by the end of the week. But this won't be my favorite trade to take. I'll tell you why. Go 1.1750, 1.1710, then 1.1750. I'm aiming for those targets. Then after that, I'll have to see. Okay, but that's my scenario. I want it to come into here, weekly open. Then ideally, for confirmation, once it gets back above the weekly open, then you know, look to buy more. This is the low. Stop resting here. You can smash through and then give me what I want. But if it doesn't, then I'll just wait for price action. Just like here, it didn't get to here it didn't get deeper. Once it got back above the weekly open, which is this line here, and rallied away back down into it, then I look for a buy. So similar scenario where if I get the similar scenario here, then I look to buy. Okay, it's all the same really, you know, same shit happening each time. It's just, you know, looks a bit different, you know, it's not be exact, but it's just once the market opens, once it unfolds, then you get a good idea. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Initially going to the market, this is what I'm looking to buy. If it gives me the bullish scenario, buy the step in. If not, if it still wants to carry push up after ahead of that, then I look for the price action above the weekly open, the support and resistances formed above the weekly open, then I get on board that. Okay, but as the week unfolds, I'll do more videos to clarify what's happening, what's not happening. Now my favorite buy going into the week is actually the cable. The cable, they held cable for Euro GBP purposes. Let's quickly do Euro GBP first. If you watch my Euro GBP breakdown, when it was down here, I said that was a trap, and it was the trap. And look what you pointed out. Well, why do I think it was a trap? Because 6 month and the quarterly candle and the yearly candle were pointing one way only, high, you know. So I'm not gonna fuck around with that. And as you can see, it was the trap, and he found its way up higher. I do think it's gonna go much higher, but I think I'd like to see a pause. Now I'm looking at where it found support. Now if it started to find support down here, right, it would be nice for a retracement back down, but I don't know. Ideally I'd like this to be held. If they hold this and let cable rip as well, then that would be ideal, because I think cable is overdue a rip. And it's looking similar to an Aussie dollar scenario I had, where if I go to the Aussie dollar quickly, I know I'm switching time frames, but you see this here, the down candle and then the push up, then the retracement back down. A lot of people start getting bearish of this, like, yo, you're forgetting the bigger picture, these stops here. And then what happened next week? Boom, massive candle. So I believe we got something similar unfolding now here. Clear stops to the upside for this. I think next week's candle on the cable is going to be a big one. Look how similar this pattern is, exactly the same. And that's why I'm bullish this. So going forward, what's been happening? So ideally I don't want to see this low given. If it gives in, then, you know, I'm being two minds about it. But let's see what's happened. So we've had a move down, right? And I would call this, you know, the candle where they're selling at. Okay, they're selling within this candle. So once they get back above it, this is where we bought previously, and let it drop. Once we get back above it, then what we're looking for, bullishness. So it's formed a block here, rallied away, then it came back down where the point of where it rallied away from the candle there. Okay, this is where it's come down into. Okay, so ideally I don't want to see this break. It can, obviously, if it can, then I'm on the sidelines. I'll have to wait for something clearer, but as it's holding now, it's quite clear. I think if you can clear the 130.20s, if you can clear this high here, then that would be confirmation that it wants to go up. Then I'll look for targets, then I'll put entries up. Okay, but as it stands for now, I want it to clear the, yeah, you can clear this, and then I look for SR to get on board. I look for some reason to get on board if it gets, but that would be confirmation to me. Okay, and all this price action below this low would be the accumulation for a long. Okay, so if I say all the price action below, come on, this box here, we consider the accumulation for longs if we can get back above here. Okay, but as it stands, you know, I'd like it to hold this candle here, but when the new week opens, I usually see deeper stop breaks first, which is fine. That would be the wick of the candle. So I'll wait, let price unfold, let it show me the bottom is in. Once I know the bottom is in, I can get really tight stops. For example, when I entered the long here, I did this live on Twitter for you guys as well. I entered long, it was here, one of the entries, and then here, because I knew the low was in, so I got no fear of that. And then we just look for upside objectives, and then boom, look at that, nice move. Same here again, rip. Look for similar scenario. Now it makes more logical sense to me that for it to go higher than to go lower. You know, the dollar falling, you know, I think cable wants to go higher. Target wise, where's the targets? Okay, we've got this target here, so the high is 131.25, So we got 131.25, right? 31.25. Okay. Then we got the 131. What's this low candle here? 131.668. We got the right one. 131.376. I believe we're gonna come up to here. 131.80. I've got a level of 131.65, which is the mean of this range here. So 131.60 is a nice target for me. If we get above the 131.60, then I believe we will go a lot higher, and we probably start targeting these highs here, which I do believe is going to happen anyway. But I'm just pointing at short-term targets, you know. 131.60. Okay, get rid of that. So we've got a bit of a gap here to fill in. We've got this high here, this block here, and the body of this is yeah. So 131.60 to 131.80 is my target. So from current market, that's what. Well, 200 pips. Yeah, it's about a weekly range. Weekly is weighted range. So by the end of the next week, I'd like to see it there. Okay, that's where I'm targeting. Call it 131.60. So I'll explain how, you know, the possible scenario I'm looking at. I don't want it to go below here. If it does, then I'm going to reconsider my position and see what happens. I mean, I don't want to consider shorts either for now. I mean, for a shorting opportunity, I mean, it would break this level, this box here, and then retest it, and then if it gets below here, then I'm most likely going to want to take out this low, in my opinion. Okay, as if it takes that. This is why I wanted to hold this. If it breaks that, then I'm going to have to wait. I don't want to be shorting cable. It just doesn't make sense for me to short cable even. So that's my scenario. Ideally, if it gets above the 130.20s, that's when I'll start hunting longs. Just so I want to see this hold. And use the same weekly open tactic on here. This will be my preference, okay? And I believe this, the candle here would be the bigger one, the big expansion, because it's following a similar pattern as seen on the Aussie dollar here, very very similar here. Okay, that's what I'll be looking for on cable. Aussie dollar, well, Aussie dollar pushed and pushed, and I don't think it's gonna stop here. I think this is in breakout mode, trend mode, and I believe we're gonna come to here next target. But I think they might want to hold this. Now notice, right, the currencies, they take turns. One will trend, then the other will trend, you know, and that's purely to manipulate the crosses, pound Aussie, Euro Aussie, and shit like that. Dollar CAD was the first to start the trend, then these other motherfuckers are following. So how do I get on board this now? I believe this is going to go a lot higher, but next target would be 8160. So we'll wait. In previous video I said this would be the target for the week. If you remember, if you watch that video carefully, I said why did I say that? You know, this here will be the target. 130, 120, 179.60. What was the high? Yes, look at that. It's 79.80s, but that's a nice objective. That weekly, okay, let's look at it like this. Resistance, 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 broke out. I'm expecting this to be what? Support. I'm expecting market to go up to there. Okay, so lower time frame. Oh, look what we have here, an order block here. Now we do have this inefficiency here, which worries me. Okay, if it's a strong market, it doesn't necessarily have to fill it in. Aussie dollar, I don't think it'd be one I'd personally want to take unless it shows, you know, it clears up, gives me a reason to enter it in the week. But as it stands, I'd like to see this hold here. I don't want it, I mean, it possibly could come into here. I don't really want to see it come below 50% of this, because if it does, then, you know, I'm sort of, well, I don't know. And if in doubt, then there's other pairs to trade. So I don't really want it seeing it coming below here, the 77.40s. But if it does, I can't do anything about it. So what I'll be looking for here is for it to come down, those are trade Aussie, then to prove to me the buys have stepped in, right? Give me that 515 H1 PA that I look for, the bullishness where, you know, it forms support and then breaks the high here, retest, and off to our target area. But because this has such a fast move, I think it's gonna wait. I personally think Aussie's gonna wait and let the other pairs rally. So Cable, I believe, is gonna be the focus for me next week. Things may change, could be wrong, but I think Cable is gonna be the one. Immediate targets, short-term targets would be here, right? But like I said, 3160 is what I'm looking for the next week. But we'll see. Kiwi dollar. Now this stopped me out twice before I got back in. I'm briefly gonna go over it. I'm not gonna waste time on this. Well, it ended up coming down to here, and I said as the price was unfolding, this is Aussie New Zealand we need to be watching for. That is holding the Kiwi, and it finally took out this stop here. And as soon as that stop got taken, look how the response we've had. This was down to the Kiwi strength, and as you can see, we had a mad Kiwi strength move here. So it came into the body of this candle here. So how did I get on board? So I was long, and then it kept taking me out. But when it took me out, I mean, I was trading my stop loss along the way. So when I entered it again, I think it was on the Wednesday, right? I entered it. It was here. I entered long the 54 level. But as soon as I said, if you mark out the 73.55, it's finding support here. As soon as it broke this high, I pushed my stop loss right under there. It's more like break even trade. And I said, if it comes down here, then I'm wrong. And it came down, it took me out, break even again. And then I waited. I go, yo, this is pissing me off. So I waited, and I seen this. So at this point, right, the key was free to go because of the Aussie New Zealand coming to resistance. So I waited. So we found support here, support, and then we bust up above it. So now I go into a more. I start thinking, okay, reclaim candles or levels they were using to buy previously. They might use them again. So I just drew this out. So I had this out on my chart from beforehand, from when I was long here, and I was looking at this and I thought, okay, it's fine support here. I don't want these clean lows, but it is into the support level I'm talking about. And technically, overall in the daily, it is still a valid long because of this. See, there's a daily block here, but because when you start playing tight stops, it does get a bit messy if you don't time it correctly. So I watched this. I was watching this carefully, and I said, okay, if it goes back above this, then we're on for buy mode again, because we took out the low here, previous day's low, and got back above it. So it's taking the stops out now. So see the grind up we did. As soon as this popped up here and came back down into here, I bought it again, and I had my stop loss. Here because it was ECB, but I was willing to let it go below this level. So initially, mental stop of 12 ticks, but a hard stop of 21 ticks. Okay, and as soon as it started popping up here, it was game over. And I more or less closed my trade around the 7400, 7390s, just to make up for the loss, and I got much more out of it. So yeah, the idea was still intact, and it messed me around a bit, but I got back on board, and I still believe it's gonna go up to the 74.85 is my target. So I'm waiting for that. It hasn't hit that. 7400 was my first target, so I think it's gonna hit that, and then I think it's gonna want to go to 7600. Why 7600? And I'll tell you why I think 7600. Again, if we go back to these macro charts, I don't think many people use this. I haven't seen many people use this, but look at the quarterly chart. It was down to here. Loads of people trying to sell this Kiwi. I said, no, look what he's telling you. He wants to go up. So this is the next area here. 74.85 will be the next target, and then if it pushes higher, then I believe we're going to push it to this candle low here, which comes in at 76.80s. But there's a level 70. Why did I have 6600? Yeah, 7600, because this monthly low, because this was the previous resistance, a support level. You can look at the bounce we had from there, 76.23 to 7. Yeah, it's about 200 pips, over 200 pips, 250 pips that had. So obviously it's going to find resistance, or at least some sort of potential area to find resistance. So this would be a good area to target. I'm just marking out minimum areas. I'm not going too deep. Minimum areas only. So 74.85, then 7600 is my target for Kiwi. Still bullish. Look at this. It's looking. Same for the Aussie dollar. If you go to the Aussie dollar, I think this is just getting warmed up. I mean, look at this, carving out a bottom. Boom. I think the next target for is going to be 82.80. So what's the high of this? 82.95. 8300, the next target is going to be for me. Then 8660, you know. And this sort of is giving me, looking at all these together, it's sort of telling me that, you know, we could be in trend mode now. We're breaking out, volatility is probably coming back, and this dollar move, you know, I think a lot of people are just so used to market consolidating for so long that everyone's forgotten about trends. And I think now we're in trend mode, which a lot. So I believe we're in trend mode now, but obviously could be wrong, but it's pointing towards it anyway. It's pointing towards it. We'll see if things change. Obviously things change, we have to adapt, but we have our idea. If market respects our ideas, then okay, we follow that. If it doesn't, then we have our invalidation levels of, okay, this is where I'm wrong. I respect when you're wrong, and, you know, be quick to adapt and change. Don't be stubborn on one level. You know, I've seen a lot of people, oh, why is the cable not going up? Go, just let it show you wants to go before it goes up. You know what I mean? Don't flip and force the market. So the Kiwi, you know, yep, still bullish. Now I don't have a clear area to get on board this at the moment. I know where it wants to go, but I don't. So I'm gonna have to let this market unfold for now. The clearest one is cable for me for now, but Kiwi I'm gonna have to let unfold. Give me a setup intra week as price unfolds. There's not. I just can't tell you right now. As it does unfold, then I'll do an update video after maybe Monday or Tuesday, and if it gives me something clear, then I can update you guys. But as for now, it stands. I just don't have anything clear. I mean, this level is interesting to me. I don't want to see this level given. If it does, then I'll have to reconsider. But I'll have to see where Aussie dollar is at the time, where the other majors are. But I'm gonna get rid of this because then I'm just posting random levels. Right now, I gotta say I don't know. Okay, I don't know where to get on board Kiwi for now. I'm gonna have to let price unfold. Once it does, then I'll have to reassess. But I know where it wants to go though, or most likely is to go, to put in better words. But we'll have to see. Okay, so Kiwi is just, it's on the radar, but I'm just waiting. Now this dollar yen, I spoke about a pattern that I recognize in dollar yen. Dollar yen has patterns, right, where I recognize where it'll play out for 2-3 weeks, and then they'll change and use this another pattern they previously used. I love this pair. This is why I love this pair. And I didn't talk much about this, but I was trading it. But don't want to blow my trumpet too much on this one. Okay. So I spoke about, you know, I gave commitment traders report of the commercials being heavily net long the yen, the gold, you know, gold and dollar yen are inverse. Gold going the way we planned it to. Dollar yen is moving. Shit, it's going the way I planned it to. Okay, so that's that. Now the question is, how do we get on board? So I'm going to start off of how we could have got on board. Okay, so to start the week off, right, I was previous video I was looking for dollar yen to go up to around here. It didn't. That's fine. Then I also have, you know, as price unfolds, my ideas do change as to where I want to get on board. But from a weekend perspective, you know, market hasn't opened it, so this is where I want to get on board. I look for the best areas to get on board. But if things change and it shows to me market doesn't want to go any higher, then I have to change it. So I want to show you the plan that I used to that's been the pattern that's been unfolding as of recently on dollar yen. Okay, so we have this is the key level, right? This is the order block there, that level I've marked out. Week opens, so week opens here, right? This is the opening, right? It moves, pushes up, takes out this high here, breaks below it. Okay, this is a pattern everybody should, you know, those that follow ICT concepts or whatever, you know, there, support, resistance, or breaker. Okay, then it sells off. That's one. Now let's look at what's happening again. Week opens, right, rallies up into a key level. We want it to come off of a key level, so the breaker here, because this kind of resistance, key resistance. Okay, this is the new week we just passed. So when I was hoping for it, it didn't want to go there. That's fine. Prove to me. This is why I say once it gets back, once it forms price. If I'm expecting a bearish week, once price gets above, you know, opens and then does its price action above the weekly open, then once it breaks down, then it's clearer levels to get on board because the market's unfolded. And look at this. Oh, it's a bit messy this. So this is the weekly open, right? Okay, this, what's this candle here, the breaker, right? And this block here, you can sell it there, right? But carefully now, if you're trading this on a daily basis, right, this is the daily block, so you'd be waiting for the price to get up there. But on this day, when it first touches the breaker, it doesn't. It does on this day here. So this is the Thursday. Go back to the Thursday, right? This is the higher probability entry. You don't know that's gonna happen in the first place, but if you're trading on daily, I wouldn't be selling this until it touch that, just like I did here. Touch that, touches that, and then I'm gonna go into detail about this pattern because this is a specific pattern trade across many majors. I'm briefly going over it now, but I'm still compiling a few videos where I'm gonna go over detailed entry techniques I use. Runs up, back, so we combine. So at the same time, I'll have a daily chart open as well, constantly flicking through it. See this here, it takes out this high here into, it's not just a weekly open, but the weekly open formed resistance here, and we're using the price action as resistance as in the breaker here, and then it breaks down. So this is where we would want to end. This is where I entered. Now if you miss that, typical action again, breaker, but it's very patient. You have to wait about 3-4 days for this setup, but when it comes, you know, and when market wants to go, it's clear. So that's for one entry, and that's the other entry. Now going forward, so 2 weeks, the same pattern has unfolded. 2 weeks. Let's see, where do I want to get on board? So I'm gonna have a level marked out here because price bounced off from here, right? So it rallied what, 56 pips from here, so that's the potential level, potential. And another thing is, it's a order block here. Now, so what I'll be waiting for, say this is the weekly open, for example, say here I want to see market run up. See if you can post a similar pattern again, run up there, break the level here, break. Once this gives in, then I'll be looking for an entry here, right? We look for an entry here for continuation down. Okay, it's the same pattern that's been unfolding here. Look at this weekly open, rally up, break down below the weekly open. Look what is there. It's not just about the weekly open. There's price action there, there's resistance there, same here, resistance there below the weekly open. So we want to see resistance below the weekly open, then we're in the body phase of the candle, which is the sell-off. Now I think this is going to be a huge sell-off. Personally, I do believe that. But short-term targets, you know, here. So from current market, that's about 80 ticks away. But I think we're going to go down, take out this level here. Personally, I believe that. But we'll take one target at a time. You know, I've given reasons for it as well, commercial reason, positioning reasons, and gold I see going a lot higher, so we'll have to wait for that. But one target at a time. I do believe this can be a huge sell-off in the dollar yen. But first, you know, I'm targeting this level. We got this low here as well. Stop's going to be resting below here, so possibly to trim some off there. Then there's a bit of a gap here to fill in. So here as well. I'm just marking our levels, but the main thing is why I want to get on board short. Okay, so that's the same strategy I'll use to get on board because it's a trending environment. Okay, so I'm not going to go over all the pairs, but I'm going to briefly go over gold. I call gold longs here, and it's gone up nicely. So ideally, I want to. Where do I think gold's going? Ideally, I think it's going to go there at least. So what happened with gold was, when the week started, right, I wanted to come up to here for a long. Post a chart, it didn't. But then I looked back carefully and I said, okay, where's gold finding support? It's finding support here. So sorry. So this is the daily candle here, right? The daily block, it gets above that. And Sunday open, right, it's finding a bit of support there, as you can see here. But you know, I didn't want to enter there. I said let it bottom out then. So found support there as the market opened, rallied up above support, resistance, basic support and resistance plays. If you mark this out here, basic support and resistance plays. If you want to go into it deeper, if you want to use blocks and breakers to define stops, and see this level here, then I was thinking to myself, why is this finding support at this black level here, black line of drone? Well, they were previously using these three candles here, 3-day order block here, to find buying in, because then they came down buying in these candles here that pushed it up. So now they're using that level again. So old levels they used for buying and selling, they use them again. So I mean, I didn't take part in this, I'm not gonna say, but it's just going forward, it's just an overview of what's happened in there. So I can't say, well, look, I call this. Well, there's one thing calling it, but if you haven't traded it, what the fuck's the point? So I'm not gonna brag about it, especially if I haven't even taken it. But it's nice to see the market go the way I expected to anyway. How do I get on board? Well, earlier last week, the only way I could have got on board is in the middle of the week as price action unfolded, because it didn't get down to the level I wanted to. So we'll see. I mean, I don't want to see this level get taken, okay? But this is the same strategy as the Kiwi, where I'm gonna have to let price unfold. I know where it wants to go, but no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could say, well, this is a block here, but I don't like the inefficiency here, so I'm gonna let price unfold for this, right? Same strategy, weekly open strategy. This is why I love the weekly open strategy in a trending environment, because then I know the low is in. It's all about, for me, in a trending environment, it's about knowing where the low of the week is. When the low of the week is in, and then we get back above the weekly open, then I start hunting the setups on markets that I'm not too sure about, because once it's above the weekly open, then there's a high probability that the low is in. So that's how we'll take it going forward, and it's an easy concept to use in a trending environment. Don't forget that. Trending environment. Try using the weekly open in a consolidation environment, you'll get chopped up. So targets, I mean, I think it's gonna go there. Then we got these clean setups here. I've done a Twitter chart where I previously posted the level. I'm using a different computer at the moment, so I don't have the same template saved. But 1280, 1260, 1280, and then 1300, I believe. Yeah. So gold, I can't give you exact levels where I'm looking to get on board, but as the week unfolds, I'll be able to post charts. So that's all I'm looking for now. I'm not gonna go into anything else. The other videos I'll do is I prefer doing videos through the week, because then I have Monday's price action unfolded, and things are usually a lot clearer. Okay, and when the new week opens, I usually find there's deeper stop rates, or price pulled back deeper than I expected to before it starts resuming. So for now, it's all about how the weekly candle shapes up, and that's all I'm looking for. But we'll have to see. I might have to change my mind and dollars could start ripping, but we'll have to see. But as it stands for now, these are my ideas. But as the week unfolds, I'll update with more videos, and we'll see how it goes from there.